Imagine you're on a flight, ready to take off. The excitement of your destination is in the air. Suddenly, a commotion breaks out in the cabin. A family is being asked to leave. But here's the twist. What if the family being removed isn't just another passenger? What if they own the very airline you're flying on? What could have triggered this incident, and how did it end? Stay tuned, because this is a story you don't want to miss. Welcome to today's story. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss more gripping tales like this one. And if you have thoughts about today's topic, we'd love to hear them in the comments below. Now, let's get into it. It was supposed to be just another ordinary flight. A family of four, two parents and their two young kids, boarded a commercial flight on a sunny afternoon. They were well-dressed, calm, and courteous. For most passengers, they blended right into the crowd. But for one flight attendant, it seemed this family didn't belong. From the moment they entered the plane, the attendant's demeanor shifted. Witnesses later described her as unusually stern toward the family, nitpicking over carry-on bags and the placement of their belongings. The father, composed but visibly confused, tried to comply with her instructions. However, the tension only grew. The turning point came when the youngest child, a 6-year-old boy, quietly asked for an extra blanket. What should have been a simple request turned into an escalating confrontation. The attendant reportedly told the family they were being difficult passengers and needed to leave the plane. Passengers around them began to murmur. Why was this family being targeted? Some even offered their own blankets, but the attendant was unrelenting. Despite the father's calm attempts to de-escalate the situation, the attendant doubled down. She called security to escort the family off the plane. Passengers gasped as the family gathered their belongings and quietly made their way to the exit. But as they walked down the aisle, the father turned back and said something that left everyone stunned. "You'll be hearing from our lawyers. This airline belongs to us." For a moment, there was silence. Passengers exchanged bewildered glances. Was this man serious? Did he really mean they own the airline? It turns out he wasn't bluffing. This family was no ordinary group of travelers. The father, Mr. Charles Anderson, was the co-founder and majority shareholder of the airline. Alongside his wife, an accomplished attorney and businesswoman, the Andersons had spent years building a reputation for fostering diversity and inclusion within their company. Ironically, the airline had been founded with the goal of creating a welcoming travel experience for everyone, regardless of race, background, or socioeconomic status. The Andersons had intentionally avoided drawing attention to themselves during their travels. They wanted to experience their airline the way regular passengers did. But this time, their quiet approach had backfired. The family didn't make a scene, but they did take action. Upon returning home, Mr. Anderson filed a formal complaint against the flight attendant. An internal investigation was launched, and the story made its way to the media. The airline's board of directors held an emergency meeting to address the situation. Passengers who had witnessed the event were quick to come forward, sharing their accounts on social media. Hashtags like #FlyingWhileBlack and #AirlineJustice began trending. Public outrage grew as more people learned about the incident. Within weeks, the flight attendant was suspended, and the airline issued a public apology to the Anderson family. But for the Andersons, this wasn't just about an apology. It was about ensuring no one else would have to endure a similar experience. The Andersons used the incident as a catalyst for change. They implemented mandatory diversity and sensitivity training for all airline employees. They also launched a new initiative aimed at supporting underrepresented groups in the aviation industry. But perhaps the most powerful part of the story is the way the Andersons handled it, with grace, determination, and a commitment to making things better. Instead of responding with anger, they chose to create a legacy of inclusivity and respect. So, the next time you board a flight, remember, everyone deserves to feel respected and valued. And sometimes, those you least expect may hold the power to make a real difference. What do you think about today's story? Have you ever witnessed or experienced something similar? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring you more stories that matter. Until next time, take care and keep spreading kindness.